Boop. Now, for the continuation. It's like, no, you're absolutely right. Like, they stop, like, any form of discrimination against the... I remember a time, like, back in the 90s, where, like, oh, if you're Jewish, then that means you're a comedian. What? No!
No!
Oh my god, just because Seinfeld made fun of it doesn't mean, like, yeah, it's a thing. That's like black people. It's like me, that's like, when Chappelle, like, literally called out the whole, what's wrong with you? You like chicken and watermelon because you're black. I'm like, well, listen, motherfucker, if you don't like chicken and watermelon, something is wrong with you. You know? Oh my goodness! But I promise, after the end of this conversation, where like I promise I will have something very heartwarming at the end of this. No, I'm serious.
Very heartwarming at the end.
Yeah, no, there's something really heartwarming that I gotta like. Let's say this topic that we're talking about, right? That we're continuing on for the last episode. Let's say it's done like right now. I will give you a story that oh my god, it was so super fucking touching. And, oh wait, was this the first minute? Anyway, like, it's so touching, it will, oh my god, dude, I'm serious.
Well, very well.
Oh. So, the way the people interpret things is just, and you know, it's not, what the fuck, where the hell did you come from? Oh, okay, it was literally the camera, okay, but like, and
why are you here?
With, and it doesn't help that, like, you know, Fox News and shit, like, are just, like, echoing that nonsense with, Tucker Carlson, not Tucker Carlson, well, no, his name is Tucker Carlson, I call him Prince Fishnet.
Yeah, but I mean, there's the whole list of all of them that are involved, so it's just, it's ridiculous, because between Tucker, Laura Ingraham, Sean Hannity, I'm not even going to name all the retarded five.
Yeah.
Sorry if anybody feels offended by that word, but I do feel that word applies to those five.
Yeah. For the record, I use the word retarded for those who are sane, but actually say stupid shit all the fucking time. Those who are mentally challenged, I just call them mentally challenged. I'm not gonna call them retarded. That's like calling a short person a midget. No,
that harms the offense of the mentally challenged people.
Yeah.
There are mentally challenged people who go through their day making more sense than those five.
Absolutely.
So, I do not want to give insult to them.
Like one of the customers, right? So like he's like, I'm just like trying to say, you know, I'm a big fan of, like, I don't mind, like Impossible meats, because I do like, I don't want to eat meat if I don't have to. It's just that, Impossible meat's more expensive, that's that and the other. Dude is just, well, like, just do like one of those Antifa moves. I'm like, okay, we're doing this. Do you know what Antifa actually stands for? Like, oh, you're fascist. Like, dude, Antifa literally means anti-fascist, you idiot! And that doesn't pertain to the situation of eating Impossible meat over regular meat! Fascism is a form of government! Oh my god!
No, people do not even understand what they're mad about.
Yeah.
They don't, the definitions, the terms, the everything are so mixed due to everybody just using them as they please that the original meanings are dead. And even the word insurrectionist now can't be used the way it's supposed to be used because of the way it's been being used.
Agreed. See, George Carlin said it best. God rest in power, George Carlin. He literally said this in one of his comedy specials. He said, I got this moron thing I do. It's called thinking, where I take all information, no one-sided biasness, and I will make a decision based on my own personal intelligence. And the man, he hated mainstream media and the government. Not the idea, just the people running the government. So it's just all like, you know what? Yes. God damn it! I mean, the way the people are just so easily wound up from the xenophobic fuckwits to, you name it, to those that actually subscribe to the Great Replacement theory. I'm just like, motherfucker. You do know that Ben Franklin was saying, "Oh, there's an influx of Germans. We need to kick them out." Like, don't give me that nonsense.
The dumb part about all this, like I said, at its core, that has always irritated me. You can't be mad about another country supposedly taking over more of the country when your original origin was taking over the country.
Yes!
If like I said, if at any point these were Native Americans on TV bitching about it, I would be like, yes, you are right. People need to stop running in the fucking country.
Yeah.
But when it's a guy who's clearly from European descent, and his family came, and you can trace it back to the Pilgrims, and you're like, you should get out of our land. Sir, it is natural land just because you've been here. If that's the case, then it's everyone.
Yeah, I mean, like, oh my goodness, just, I hate that kind of
that has always just been the core issue for me the moment someone wants to be like, go back to your country. That only works if you're not in America. If you're in any other country from there and you tell someone to go back to their country, you might be being accurate.
Mm-hmm.
You might be, because you're probably talking to an American. And you're usually, if you're in France and a French person says, go back to your country, they're probably talking to the American.
Mm-hmm.
I'm 90% sure it's the American.
But here's the weird thing. See, I'm from New Jersey, so if I'm told to go back to my country, I don't know if New Jersey's part of it. I don't even know if America wants to have anything to do. Well, you know what? No, I take that back.
There's a while that they didn't acknowledge it, so...
Yeah, they'd be more inclined to kick Florida out for doing stupid shit, but, like, they haven't yet. Just give it time and a little more meth, and they'll do that.
Yeah, I'm like, if Florida's hanging on, you're fine.
Yeah.
As long as we got Florida, no one needs to be worried about any, like, oh, I might be arrested for high crime. Is Florida still attached? Yeah, okay, then we're good. Like, that's all it takes.
Oh shit, Jeremy got back.
The state itself is going out of its way to be like, I don't want to follow any federal rules. And even Texas has its limits because now it's finally gotten checked on its whole, well, we're just gonna fucking separate. And finally they were like, you know, that means you have to actually pay us because you're not part of the country, right? And that your only other border would be the country that you fight against all the time for resources.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's always been a thing that Texas has loved to be like, I'm gonna secede. We're gonna secede if we don't like it. We will be our own country. And it was like, that worked back then when the land of property was questionable. You've been Texas for a while. If you separate, you are only attached to Mexico because the rest of the country would not have to give a fuck. And you've been causing problems for Mexico. So if they decided to attack you, who would you have to ask for defense?
Oh yeah, and they'd be like
those people you seceded from.
Yeah, you know what they'd say too? Is it like, oh yeah, we'll be like the heroes at the Alamo. You know, they lost, right? Yeah, but they killed a lot of people. They still lost!
And additionally, they weren't the heroes in the war. That was Mexico's land.
Yes!
We stole it.
Whoa! Hello!
That is valid. Yeah, that's the first one.
What? Okay. Three tails.
We
okay.
must fight them.
Anyway, back to the bit.
But yes, no. Officially, that's stolen land. Mm-hmm. That's not Texas. They just said, we're gonna take it, and caused a big fight, and eventually Mexico was like, fine.
Yeah,
that's basically what it was, because they just didn't want to keep fighting and losing people, and then we were losing. I'm in Texas, so I'm allowed to judge it extra hard.
That's fine. Hey, no,
I was raised here. I had to learn. I grew up having to do the fucking Pledge of Allegiance to the Texas flag. I will judge the state.
Oh my god. Wow, okay. Oh my god, that's awful.
Yeah. No, that's it. Texas is very enforced in teaching its history, no matter how horrible the history is when you later learn of the sources outside of Texas. And you get those parts that Texas was like, yeah, we're not going to talk about this part, though. We have tons of oil. How'd you get that land? We're not going to talk about that. We just have. Like, that's a lot of Texas history. Is literally, we have this. Tell me the origin. So I know we've had it, but I'm hazy on the backstory.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
So I've never been fond of the home state, ever.
Ugh.
I'll acknowledge I'm from it. But if anybody's like, yeah, pride of Texas, no, cut that pride off. Origin of Texas, yes. Pride of Texas, no.
To be fair, I wholeheartedly agree. I got nothing.
It's just grown up my whole life. Anyone who's ever known me has known, like, me and Texas have a love-hate relationship because there's people that I love that exist within it. But if they didn't, I would leave the state in a heartbeat and pretend it never existed.
Yeah.
It would not hurt me one bit.
Okay.
That's just
nothing wrong
that's
with
just
that.
all. But other states, I don't. I still haven't visited enough states to have such great detest for any other location.
Well, I just hate California for the phonies. And again, I'm still like so shocked at how long it took me to realize that.
It is an experience being over there from the 10 years I was there. It's you adjust, but it's not a thing that makes you feel comfortable.
It's weird.
That's
like,
kind of why I
like,
ended up leaving again.
Well, it's so weird that like so many people are just all like, they're saying, oh, we got this going on in our lives. The second I bring up, oh, hey, here are my tutorials, and like they don't believe anything that I say, and I'm just all like, okay. There are people that don't believe that I'm a teacher, for God's sake, even with my teaching badge in full fucking view.
Means
And
nothing.
I'm talking about like at like my day job. I'm just all like, whatever, people. Okay.
It's that need to feel superior and that you have nothing.
Actually, yeah, no, that's La Jolla for you. Despite the fact that they're all a bunch of rich people buying used shit. Well, no, I can't say all a bunch of rich people, because like not everyone that goes to that Goodwill is fucking loaded. There are people that actually, like, they'll work at the at the Cineplex nearby, and they live in like in the same fucking rut that I do. And they're just all like, yeah, I just go here because it's just a bargain. I'm not gonna judge any of those people. I'm not judging any of them. Because they're just they come in for the bargain. No, I'll never buy used clothes, but I'm not gonna judge them for doing it. But I will judge the rich motherfuckers that do. I mean, they're just like, come the fuck on. You have this one lady. She is extremely nice, super fucking gorgeous. I mean, like, woof. She has these contact lenses, right? That are intentionally bright. They're so bright that if there was ever a blackout, those eyes would act as the Batman signal. That's how bright those contacts are. But like,
damn.
It's so weird that she hunts for bargains and shit like that, despite her husband owning like 3 car lots Not used car lots, just regular, like, actual good car lots, right? She actively says, if I want to get a bargain, like, if I want to save money, I'll go to Mexico to get Botox. I'm like, I was seriously thinking, like, you are the last person that needs Botox. You are so fucking, And I'm just like...
She would have taken the compliment.
Oh, yeah, but, like, but it's so weird for her to, like, buy used shit. I mean, come on, you got the money.
But technically, it's not weird, because that's a frugal person who knows how to maintain their life.
That's a cop-out excuse. I always say that's a cop-out excuse. Just plan ahead.
How is it a cop-out excuse that if you have millions of dollars and you have the option to spend millions of dollars, but you choose to only spend hundreds of dollars because you can still get what you want, so that you can still have more money to spend later, as opposed to throwing the large amounts of money on one thing and then you gotta wait to amass more money.
Simply put, because that means not only does that mean you're cheap, but you're also a fraud. Because you can't like go to your friends and say like, "Oh, I got this new." Nope, I can say nope, it's used.
Well, but that depends on the person. If the person's not going around saying it, because most people that buy like that, they may not even say where they bought it. They just walk in with it and let everybody else murmur. Because technically, that's how I buy clothes. I don't look at brands. I don't look at anything. I buy what I like. And if someone thinks it's all great or something, they can come ask me if it's a brand. But half the time, I don't even know. Like, there's a point in time I was wearing a good pair of Pumas. I didn't fucking know they were Pumas.
Well, that's because you're a guy, man. You're a guy. Of course you're not going to know what brand.
But I mean, like, even in a woman's sense, you sometimes buy things because you like it. If she walked in that store and saw something that she liked, the question of price may not have been the big thing. But yeah, she could go buy something super expensive, but maybe it's not what she liked.
Yeah,
the price isn't the reason why they should be judged on that, for clothing and stuff. If you're buying something for less cost, you're trying to maintain your money. Now, if she's running around buying all that, and they can't afford to have food in the house, but representing a, like, fancy car, yes, that's a problem. But if she's just going in buying stuff because it's cheaper and she likes it, nah, maybe she just wasn't always rich. So her taste just didn't, like, she has upper scale taste, but she still can enjoy what was in the lower scale because she wasn't always rich.
That part I might accept when you said, like, maybe she wasn't always rich. That I'll get behind if it's true, because I don't know much about her. I don't know much about her. If it's true that she wasn't always rich, fine, I'll accept that. I'll accept that argument. But, and this is a big but, I know like a lot of the clientele that comes in and out. I mean, they were born into it. I mean, they were born into that wealth, man. I mean, seriously.
True, but having in her situation, she's married, right?
Yes.
So how are you sure she wasn't married into the wealth?
No.
She could have been doing well on her own, but just not been wealthy, and then married into the wealth.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean. Maybe she wasn't always rich. That part I'll get behind because I don't know her entire backstory. She's nice to talk to, and like, she's nice
the fact that you can probably talk to her probably says a lot already. Because if she was just super born into rich, you probably wouldn't be like, she's nice to talk to.
Oh yeah, no, like. There's this one lady, hands down my favorite customer. Even though she hates my if I curse around her, like she has hit me on the shoulder saying like, "How dare you? Don't talk like that near me." I'm like, okay. She literally said, "I would love to have you as my son." I'm like, okay.
Oh.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
Oh, get off.
I can
you know
see
what I
that
mean.
then. That type of customer, you're like, that's equivalent of going into the gas station to see old lady who calls you darling.
Yeah,
it's like that.
Yeah,
you need that in a day at some point.
I don't know if she, but like, she's super nice. But the reason why, and there's a reason why she buys secondhand crap. She turns around and hawks them. Yeah, which makes sense because like the Goodwill in La Jolla is like ridiculous. Like the swag that we get is ridiculously good, dude. Like just the other day, someone's getting ready to price for eBiz, and I see a ton of good quality Gen 1 Pokemon cards. Shiny, what was it? I think a shiny Charizard.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like,
just chilling there.
It was like just a huge deck, and I'm like, I'm literally like, price that higher. Yeah, I literally was like, price that higher.
Bro, you don't know the kind of money you can make off this.
Well, yeah, no, because I mean, like, I had Gen 1. Well, you saw the comic collection and shit like that, so you know what I had.
No, I know the scaling. That's why it's like, yeah, no. If you're telling them, they should probably price them.
Oh, I wanted to strangle my boss though. A fuckload of vintage vinyls, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she does not want to sell them. She tosses them. She tosses them for like another Goodwill store to have. I was all like, I wanted to call her a fucking idiot. I mean, it's bad enough that her face looks like Thomas the Tank Engine. It's another thing when you're tossing out those kinds of vinyls. I'm like, you could charge so much for that, and so many people will buy it because it's vinyl. She's like, I'll do it next time for you. I'm just like, oh, I wanted to strangle her, man. The dude that was doing the pricing for the Pokemon cards is like, oh, I didn't know you had an ear for music. I'm like, no. I've just been around a lot of people in the music scene that's like, oh yeah, vinyl's the way to go. And he's like, yeah, I'm one of them. Oh, you like he DJs and he used to have a studio, but like his stepdad or whatever took it with him, took all the instruments and stuff when he moved to Mexico. So take from that what you will. Yeah. But seeing as how we've veered off, like the previous topic is more or less hammered and done with, I will fulfill my promise and give you a heartwarming story.
Yes, there was heartwarming.
Yes. So, for those who don't know, I also teach. My Lemon Grove teaching job recently started this week. First day, we get swamped with like 200 plus students. I kept my cool, did my thing, and all the groups separated. I go to this one, so I'm still like shadowing, essentially, because they want me to shadow for a while, which makes sense. They want me jumping into it, yeah. So I'm with one of my bosses, right? And we go to this room. See this one kid, and I'm just all like, so like I do, I do my thing. I make kids laugh, etc., etc. And I say some shit that makes this kid really feel a little better because he was kind of down that it was raining. He can't go outside. This, that, and the other. So then, a little time passes, right? He comes back with like this paper airplane he made, right? I'm like, oh, that's a cool paper airplane. You could definitely give Southwest or Boeing a run for their money because of your engineering skills. He hands me the paper airplane. I'm like, oh, thank you. What's up? He's like, I want you to have it. For 5 minutes, I was like choked up, dude. I couldn't say shit. Like, I was just like, yeah, you should have seen. He was like, his face lit up like a goddamn Christmas tree the second I took that paper airplane from him, out of his hands. Because I was smiling and choking up too, and he saw that. He's like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "Oh, thank you so much for this. I'm gonna keep this on me. I'm going to put it on the top of my bookshelf in my apartment. It's still here. It's on the top of my bookshelf, sitting on the top of my bookshelf in my apartment." And he was like, "Yay! You're gonna keep my paper airplane?" I'm like, "Yeah, thank you so much for this." And he's like, "Yay!" And I'm choking up some more, dude. Like his kid's smiling like a motherfucker. And I'm just like, God damn!
That's what it's like when they're young. When they get older, and then you're like, oh no, you're talking.
Yeah.
But when they're young, they're the most adorable thing ever, and you're just like, oh my god. I want no one to go corrupt you. No one.
Yeah. The one rich chick I was telling you about, right? The one who goes for Mexico for Roadhog. Show her the picture. She's all like, she literally looks at me. She's all like, "You are a good teacher." I'm like, I'm just doing my job. I'm literally like, I'm that guy that's just like, I'm just doing my job. She's like, "Good for you. I love that kind of teacher you are." And I'm like, she was like, "I wish I had teachers like you." I'm like, I was just doing my job. I was not expecting oh my god, it still kind of chokes me up.
But it's a big thing nowadays. With, if nothing else, kids actually want to have you around.
Yeah.
Kids have become more vocal nowadays, where it's like if they don't like you, they have no qualms telling you they don't like you.
Mm-hmm. I'll give you
They
another.
will project.
I'll give you another heartwarming bit right now. I see this little girl, right? She's sitting alone, like, because like my boss, she's all like, oh, try to interact with the kids some more. I'm like, okay. I see her. She's sitting alone, and I'm just like, hey, is everything all right? Why are you sitting alone? And she's like, I'm fine. So eventually, like, what I do is I sit down next to her, but like she's sitting on the ground, so you know how you're like sitting on your essentially like your toes or whatever.
Yeah,
that's what I'm doing, but like I was wearing my backpack, so I was kind of losing my balance, and I'm just like, hey, and then so I start to lose my balance. I'm like, whoa, regain my balance, and I'm just like, hi, my name is I can't maintain my balance, but most people call me Doug. She looks at me, she starts laughing. Eventually, like, what happened was all like, hey, you know, it's kind of lonely to sit here, you know, behind this giant. I'm guessing. Okay, the Mario is coming out of me again. I'm guessing behind this giant AC unit or what have you. Come on, why don't we go sit somewhere? Why don't we just get out of here, or rather, like, your hands are already dirty. So why don't you come wash up and then you try to interact with the other kids? Come on. So eventually I get her to, you know, go wash her hands and stuff like that. And we're talking some more. She's like, "Are you new?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm still shadowing." She's like, "What's shadowing?" I'm just like following around my boss, like a fanboy or something like that. She's laughing some more, and eventually she's just all like, "I don't know anyone. I don't know anyone here, and I'm kind of scared." And I'm like, "Hey, look. I get scared when I started too." So she asked, "How did you do it?" I just said, you know what? I just was all like, you know what? No, I'm not gonna be. I'll just talk. I'll just talk and do something, and eventually, like, that's what happened. That's how I met my friends when I was in Arizona, Minnesota. So I'm just all like, oh,
Wait,
now,
you do?
yeah. She actually got upset that I had to go, because I had to look at the other classrooms and let them know that it's almost time for the other groups to start heading out. And she's all like, thanks for letting me. Thanks for help. She literally was like, "Thank you for helping me." I'm like, "Hey, no worries. That's why I'm here. Hey, fist bump." And she like bumps fist at me, and I'm like, "Push." Yeah. I gotta admit, man, I'm having a blast teaching kids. I honestly thought I would hate teaching kids, like, cause you know, the stigma's always there, or rather, not so much the stigma, the fear of the accusation. You know what I mean? The accusation that you were inappropriate with a kid. And that means the end of the teaching career, obviously. And that's why I was all like, you know, I prefer college students and what have you. But I gotta admit, man, teaching those kids, oh my god, is a fucking blast. And
more fulfilling than you thought.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, I have a picture of that paper airplane. I have a picture of all the others, of the kids, that, like, drew me in such a comically over-the-top fashion because they wanted to capture my big head. Like, and it's not just that. It's not just that. When my boss's, one of my boss's name is Joe. He insists on being called Mr. Joe. And, because the three students that I'm trying to quiet down, like, "You're new. Hey, is your name Barney?" And I'm like, "No, my name is actually Doug." Or rather, Doug, most people call me Doug. "You kind of look like a Barney." And I'm like, huh. Never really thought of it like that. My boss
Like
comes up. I'm just all like, I never thought of it like that. I never thought of myself looking like a Barney. My boss comes up, he's like, "Hey, okay, how's it going?" It's like, you know, I'm doing my thing, etc., etc. And he's all like, "Yeah, that's good." One of the kids was like, hey, can we call him Mr. Barney? He was like, nope. He completely was like, none of that. He was like, you call him Mr. Doug.
He shut that down.
Yeah. But, like, it's so weird for the students to just call me Mr. Doug. I still feel weird about them doing that. I'm just like, Doug is fine, you know? But, like, even my other boss, her name's Tasha, she's like, yeah, no, they call you Mr. Doug.
You enforce them, mister.
Because it's a sign of respect. And I'm like, I mean, okay, but, you know, it's just...
I get it, but that's also... They're kids.
Yeah. Still, like I said...
You teach them a sign of respect, but you don't have to be like, did you not say mister? I do not know who you are. And, like, turn away like it's not that.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I like the idea. I'm having a blast with those kids. Just a blast. That happy slaps attack. You know, that thing's really got to stop with its nonsense. That happy slaps attack really need to stop.
All its generous love it's trying to get.
Yeah. That's just bad timing. That is just bad timing. I hate when you get bad rolls like that, you know?
Like, sometimes you just gotta work with it, because it's like, oh, well, fuck.
Oh, please. Remember the Ninja Gaiden Sigma when we were doing that first episode? Before, because I didn't hit the record button because I was an idiot, but, like, those bad rolls, I kept getting the fucking Grammy bits. Wait, what the hell is that? What?
You. We are not done. There is still head.
That's... Oh! They're doing that piece of folklore! What the hell is that, yokai called? Because there is, in Nihon folklore, right? Do you know what it's called?
You'd have to give me a little more details, because headless ghost is a very...
Well, if you
in Japanese folklore, that covers a large bracket still.
Well, yeah, but like because it was in Princess Mononoke as well. When Moro's head was cut off, there's this fucked up.
Okay.
I forget the actual name of it, but like in Nihon folklore, for those who don't know, if you chop a dog's head off, like the dog's head itself will come up because like it has semi-body but doesn't or something like that, yeah. And it'll still try to bite you or something. I forgot the fucking...
I don't remember its official name, because I think officially it classifies under, like, an Ayakashi.
Yeah.
But I don't remember what its actual, like, true name of what that is.
Mm.
But I remember it's under that kind of category, because it's a thing that shouldn't naturally exist, but is still there type thing, as opposed to, like, a regular yokai, which was, like, a demon born.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, no, because it's... Yeah, right. It's technically not a yokai. That's right.
Yeah. So that's why I was like, it's in the Ayakashi area, but I just don't remember its name.
Yeah,
right
me neither. Yeah, that's... But yeah, I was like, wow, they're pulling that? Okay. I'll give you that, Lost Empire. That's cool.
Well, that's why even in playing that, it caught me off guard, because it's like, you kill it, and then you're like, wait, why am I still here? Wait, what? Why is that head moving?
Oh, looks like Captain K just got his own version of Uthos Wins. Yes! When I tried to fight Uthos after that one, what was it? Fear kicked my ass, and I'm like, yeah, I'll go kill this cosmic god. And then Uthos just destroyed me 4 times in a row, and I'm like, Uthos wins.
Like, that's just what happens.
Yeah.
Uthos doesn't play around. You walk in the room, and Uthos is already just like, no.
Yeah. Good lord.
I was not about fight today.
Amen to that, brother.
But join us next time in more adventures in Lost Epic and probably some other area that I haven't run to yet.
Okay.